Okay, Tony, let's move forward. Personal GPS and the economic model or economic strategy.
Yes, the personal GPS is equivalent to your personal economic strategy. You can't get to where you're going without knowing where you're starting. So the starting point is such an important thing. So one of the first things we like doing is, if Pam could show the next slide, we actually calculate your lifetime income potential. It's very simple. In this example, we're using a 25-year-old that's planning on retiring at 65, and they're making only $60,000 a year. We're not going to have any growth in their income. We're not going to have any growth in savings or any savings. Just multiplying $60,000 a year works out to be $30 an hour, and $30 an hour turns into 60,000. 60,000 times 40 comes to 2.4 million. So that is the gross amount before taxes of 2.4 million. And it's hard to believe, but that's a large number. And you don't really realize how much you actually have going through your hands. If you go back yourself, anyone can do this at home, calculate this simple example, and they'll see how much money that has flown through their hands. And it's pretty shocking.
Yeah. Not sure I want to do that, Tony.
No,
depressed here.
But the thing is, it's nice knowing what your wealth and income potential is, so you know where you're going. Now, there's another example of an older person. They're 50 years old, and they've only got 15 years to retire. And by the way, 65 is nothing but a number. A lot of people fixate that that's in stone, retirement. It's not. Retirement, it happens when you actually have enough money in your bank account or savings that you can turn around to your employer or whoever you're working with or for, and you can say, thank you very much, but I'm comfortable now, and I don't have to come back to work. And being in that position is so strong. However, 65 doesn't necessarily mean. For that 25-year-old, when I'm talking to them, they're thinking the number's 40. Or I would love to accomplish what they're looking at in that short of time. However, now looking at this 50-year-old, they've only got 15 years left of working. In this example, they're making $60,000 a year. That's still $900,000. It's almost $1 million. And it's hard to believe that that's how much money flows through our hands before the taxes. And it is quite astonishing. So to me, this is where the beginning of your personal economic model, which is your strategy. From here, we build forward. This is something everybody can do at home. You can just throw out the numbers, your hourly wage, multiply it, double it, then multiply it by the amount of years to your wish goal of retirement. The other thing that I like talking about this is when people ask how much do we need to retire, the standard industry jargon is, oh, you only need 60% of your working life income. Well, try living off of that.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this. I'm quite sure we mentioned it not only on the radio show, but in other webinars, that when you retire, every day is Saturday. I mean, you wake up in the morning and, you go for your coffee, maybe you have coffee at home, but then you go out, you do your shopping, and then you're out. It's like, well, let's grab a sandwich at, the local cafe. By the time you have your drink and your sandwich, you're in for $30 or $40, and it adds up quickly. And then you're just looking to do things. I mean, it's lifestyle creep even more so. And I think I'm just going to back it up here a little bit. What you're really driving home to me at this point is just looking at, somebody who's earning, $60,000 a year, regardless of their age. Some comes off for tax, but how much of that is chewed up by lifestyle is incredible. And they're after us. I mean, everybody wants, dollars a month. I mean, everything is, lease for, $199, your cell phone's only $99, and, cable package, just that and the other thing. The next thing you know, all these little 99s add up to, everything just going out the right side of that pipe, as you mentioned. It's actually quite telling how much money is being spent, and we're consumer driven, unfortunately.
Yes, we're very consumer driven, and the irony of retirement is most of the people that I talk to, they say they don't know how they ever worked because they're busier in retirement than before, whether it's caring for an elderly parent or caring for a grandchild or just enjoying life, whether it's golfing, whether it's going mountain hiking, cycling, whatever. They're very active, and it's pretty telling. And they're going, and we got to live off of what? And again, I mentioned it earlier, not today, but in previous webinars, that one of the highest divorce rates comes in the 60s because people realize they don't have enough to live off of, and that financial stress just destroys the family, which is horrible at that age.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. And I think a lot of us can also relate to the aging parents. I mean, we're all getting older. And with COVID now, I'm hearing stories of people being actually taking their parents out of some of these facilities and bringing them back home, which means, okay, maybe they need nursing care at home as opposed to in the facilities, just because they're scared of COVID. But yeah, it's I think a lot of people can relate to a lot that we're saying here, which is, can you retire on 60%, number one, and then the need to care for your parents.
Yes, exactly.
Then we get into the discussion of, do we take CPP earlier or later? We've already covered that off before, but there's a lot that goes into creating a strategy that makes sense.
Yes. So
Okay.
This is just one little piece.
Yes, right. Go ahead.
Starting point. Sorry.
Did you want to say something, Tony?
Yeah, I was just saying that this is just one little piece, and it's a starting point of where you are on your journey of the strategy. And it is very complicated. However, we make it very simple, but you have to do a little bit of work yourself on this.
Okay. I'm just looking at the clock. We're coming up at the time here. I'm going to check in with Pam, see if there's any questions out in the chat right now.
We got a question from Reggie. He asked, is there a time when it's too late to start the strategy?
Good question. Tony?
No, there's really never a time that's too late to start. It's just a matter of how much sacrifice do you want to make and how do you want to address it. And it's basically seeing the future and where you want to go. And that's basically it. Like, starting too late. No, it's never too late. It's better to start than not starting. And that's basically what I have to say on that topic. Yeah,
I mean, it's never too late to start. Obviously, we've talked about this before. Start early, save often. That's the best way. And we illustrated that in our previous webinar, where somebody starts at 25, saves for 10 years, as opposed to delaying to 45 and saving for till retirement, and how you have to save 3 times as much. So it's incredible. It's that eighth wonder of the world, right? Compounding.
Exactly.